Welcome back to BuonaPappa. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic: poop and food. Yes, that's the topic of this episode because reality is that a lot of babies, they struggle with constipation. It's very common, so don't worry if that's your case. But the topic of this episode is focused on constipation because it's important that your baby feels comfortable pooping, yes, pooping, like with any other important body function. So let's start with the basics. What is baby constipation and when can you say that your baby is constipated? Constipation is when stool, poop, it's very hard and so becomes very difficult to pass, so to get out. So a baby is constipated when a bowel movement, pooping, is very hard, very uncomfortable, very painful. And the final result, poop, stool, it's very hard. It looks like little hard pebbles. Have you ever seen sheep's poop? Little hard pellets. That's when a baby is constipated. Sometimes poop can even come out with some blood, and your baby, of course, can be crying, very fussy, very irritated. All those are symptoms of baby's constipation. One important thing to clarify: frequency. So, how often your baby has bowel movements, how often your baby poops, it's not directly related to constipation. What does it mean? Some babies are different. Every baby is different, and every baby poops in a different way depending what he or she eats. So, some babies, they have bowel movements every day, even more than once a day. Other babies, they have bowel movements every other day. Others, they even have bowel movements every once a week or even every other week. So that doesn't mean that they are constipated. If the poop, the bowel movement happens without discomfort and the stool, the final stool is soft, is not hard, is not in pellets, it means that the baby is not constipated. So discomfort and hard stool, they are the first symptoms of constipation. Also, there is a huge difference between breastfed babies and baby formula babies. Breastfed babies, usually, they have less bowel movements. And that doesn't mean that there is anything wrong. What happens is that the breast milk is super nutritious and the baby simply is using everything from the breast milk. So it's taking all the nutrition from the breast milk and there is nothing left to come out. That's very normal. If you have any concern that something is not going right, that you think that your baby is having issues or is not comfortable while pooping, the first thing to do is to consult your pediatrician. So if you have any concern, don't be afraid, just share them with your pediatrician. What causes baby's constipation? Which are the reasons behind baby constipation? Well, first of all, there is not only one, there can be many, and there can be also many multiple reasons in the same case for the same baby. I'm just giving you the most important, the most common reasons of constipation. The first one is dehydration. So our body is mainly made of water, and if we do not supply our bodies, even our baby's body, with water, constipation might be a consequence. So keeping your baby hydrated, either with breast milk or with baby formula or after 1 year old with water, it's very important. Another reason, allergy to cow's milk. Yes, if your baby is allergic to cow's milk, constipation is one of the symptoms. So you might want to talk again with your pediatrician to check that this is not the case. Because if that's the case, you will need to change his or her diet accordingly. Another reason can be early potty training. Yes, Early potty training can be a bit traumatic, intense for some kids because they move from the diaper where baby mommy or daddy takes care of everything, they are cuddled, they don't do anything, to a totally new and sometimes scary scenario where they need to use the toilet. They see and they have to clean them. They see the poop, they have to clean themselves, and sometimes that can be surrounded by a bit of stress, and it's not comfortable for them. Altogether, with early potty training, we can give as another reason a change in the routine, a new routine, from a new sleeping routine, a daily routine. A big change in your little one daily schedule can have an impact also in his bowel movement. It's all related to the kind of stress that is affecting your little one, and that can also cause his body to kind of block. And of course, constipation comes. Another reason is the introduction of solid foods, and that it's the easiest to understand because you are switching your baby's diet. We are what we eat. So if you give a different food to your baby, there is a final result. So the stool will change too. And you will notice, even if without constipation, that when you change a food in your baby's diet, the color and the smell and even the texture of the poop of the stool is totally different. Another reason that I can add to the list is medications. Sometimes some babies or toddler medication, they have as a side effect constipation. But then it's kind of the easiest case because you know that you're giving a medication to your little one, so you can just check in the instructions and see if that's the side effect and talk with your pediatrician or your family doctor to see what can be changed. Now that we know the reasons of constipation, let's talk about what we can do, how we can solve it, and of course, let's talk about food. From a diet point of view, if you want to help your little one with constipation, you need to reduce the foods that they are very high in iron, and you want to increase the foods that they are very rich in fiber. Fiber acts like a kind of broom that, compacts the stool and cleans the intestines so that the bowel movements are more regular. Another group of foods, they help with hydration, so they help making the stools more liquid and in the same way easier to pass through. And that's the list. We are talking about whole grains, barley, multi-cereals, chia seeds and flax seeds, prunes, plums, pear, peaches, nuts, molasses, kiwi, figs, dates, beans and lentils, sweet potatoes, sweet peas, turnip, berries, apricot, and zucchini. See, a lot of foods, a lot of ingredients to combine together in lovely recipes for your little ones. Iron, on the other side, does the contrary and gets our stools harder. And I'm talking about basically bananas, yes, mainly the green ones. Dairy products, milk, yogurt, they don't help with constipation. I'm talking about white rice, bananas, and carrots. I'm not saying that you need to eliminate them, but for example, instead of giving dairy products every single day, just during the constipation phase, just give it every other day or twice, 3 times a day. So reduce them. The important thing is to offer to your little one a balanced diet. You do not want to completely eliminate one ingredient. You're just, balancing the ingredients pending how your little one is feeling. What can you do? When you see that your baby is constipated, you can start using these ingredients in lovely recipes, and so you can increase the quantity, the amount of these foods in your baby's diet. And here is where BuonaPappa can help. So I prepare for you a playlist of recipes that are using a mix of these ingredients so that you can choose the one that you like like, and you can also alternate. In addition to using all these ingredients that basically they help with constipation during meals, you can also offer to your little one a small amount of juice of these fruits, apples, pears, prunes, grapes, and cherries, because they contain an element that helps losing the stools. When I'm talking about juice, it's very important. It should be 100% juice, nothing else added, no sugars, no water, so pure juice. And if you do not find it at the store, you can simply create the juice at home. Like you can take a pear, that's the easiest one, peel and core the pear, and simply place it in a food processor or in a blender and transform it in a puree, in a juice. That's totally fine. How much? Not a lot, just a teaspoon, a sip. We talk about food, but can you do something more? Yes, you can. Another way to help with constipation is offering your little one a massage. So our digestive system, somehow, it's a very mechanic process. So a very gentle tummy massage will simply help the stool that is hard and it's blocked to get softer and move down into the system. Altogether can be a warm bath, because the warmth of the water has the same effect. So it relaxes the baby, first of all, and also helps releasing some muscle tension that can help with constipation. Another important thing to remember is hydration. Hydration is essential to prevent constipation, but is essential in so many other ways. So frequent question that I receive on my blog: should I give water to my baby? So that's the thing. From 6 to 12 months, so from birth to 12 months, 1 year, your baby doesn't need any extra water in the form of the cup of water, because breast milk and baby formula, they already contain enough water to keep your little one hydrated. Still, if you want to offer some extra water, you can always do it, and pediatricians, they suggest a quantity between 2 and 4 ounces of extra water a day. And you can use a baby cup, a sippy cup, a straw. There are different ways, different theories. So that's the amount of water, extra water, that you can offer to give extra hydration to your little ones. Another aspect that is very important when we're talking about constipation is the mental, the emotional one in your little ones. So one suggestion that I want to give you is to read books about poop to your little ones. I remember with my kids, we had several books that were talking about poop in a nice, lovely, and fun and kid-friendly way, so that basically poop is not considered something suspicious, something to worry about, something negative. It's considered a natural thing that everyone does with a positive image. I will leave the links of all the books I mentioned and maybe more here in the area below, or you can find it also on my blog in the final post, where we'll see all the links of everything I've talked about. And now, are you ready to cook? I have so many recipes that I've prepared in the past that they help with constipation, and I'm so curious to see which one you will pick up first. I'm talking about oatmeal with pear, prunes, apricots, and ginger, or avocado, sweet potato, and spinach puree, or also the avocado, squash, persimmon, pear puree. Let me know in the comments here below which one your little one liked the most. I really hope that constipation will go away very soon. Remember to subscribe to BuonaPappa if you want to receive every single week a new recipe from me. And thank you for all your sweet support. Bye. Ciao. Ciao.